this year at GDC has certainly been the year of virtual reality, and Sony are investing a lot in this as well. And we've caught up with Dave here from London Studios to talk about, well, your involvement in Morpheus. And well, first of all, can you tell us a little bit about the demo that you're showing here at GDC?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a new demo, which is called the London Heist, where you take part in a very short story about a gritty London gangster scenario. You get to meet particularly nasty piece of work in Mickey, who's one of the characters, and then you end up actually going on a bit of a job, and there's a crescendo, is a bit of a gunfight. So we're really excited about it. It's very, very immersive. So there's a term we use in the studio called total immersion, where basically you kind of forget that you're in VR. So in the experience, you use 2 move controllers, one for each hand. You can open drawers, you can discover things, you can find the booty, you can find a gun, you can load the gun. It's really, really nice, very, very simple, very intuitive. And what we found is people just kind of forget that they're in VR, and they come out and go, "Oh my God, that was amazing." The true test really is so many people finish this, and in the demo there's a desk, like a virtual desk. So many people finish and they put the move controllers on the desk. And like you know then we've got you.
Don't drop them though; they're expensive.
Well, obviously they've also put the safety bands on.
Well, I think that's best always when you're involved with motion controls in any way. So you're one of those studios who've gotten sort of a leg up on Morpheus and sort of been in from very early when it was first thought of. What can you say of the sort of the progress that has been made now with the sort of the more advanced version that was revealed here at GDC?
Yeah, so I mean, as a studio, we've made a lot of augmented reality products. We started iToy Play, which was over 10 years ago, things like iPet, Wonderbook. So we had a lot of technology and expertise in augmented reality. So for us, it wasn't such a big leap to go to virtual reality. There's a lot of similar technical problems to solve and so on. So about 2 years ago, we started getting really interested in VR. At that time, the headset was like literally a cycle helmet with move controllers taped onto it, and then like bits of circuit boards and things. So obviously, we're a lot happier with the new one. What can I say? I mean, there were various different versions. Last year, we launched with something. I think everybody was impressed. Actually, as a prototype, it looks pretty good, and we were happy. But it feels like a step change again, you know, the comfort level, the weight distribution, the visor panel itself and the way it moves in and out. I have these massive glasses and I have no issue whatsoever putting it on. So all that's great from comfort perspective, which is important, right? We want people to be comfortable because this whole thing of getting them to forget that they're in VR. And then from the technical side, I mean, looking at the panels, they're beautiful. The fact you can move around so much without any blur, it's really, really, you know, helped and supported the things that we wanted to do. So if you look at the London Heist, if you look at the Deep, which we did last year, you know, certainly when you first go into that, it's a beautiful undersea environment, slowly looking around. It's really cool. You see these things. Now with all the technological improvements, we've done the Heist, we're actually just, you know, you're getting shot out and you're moving around quite quickly, and you just forget. You just forget that you're in there.
So, I mean, one of the things that sort of struck me about the new specs and so on is the 120 hertz thing. What will you say that technical little thing means for the player experience?
So I mean, I think of it actually, you know, it is important to look at the technical specs, but I think of it as how do I feel when I'm in there? And when we first got it and we got it running, it's like, it just feels more solid. You know, you just felt like, oh yeah. Again, it's getting back to this thing. My thing is, I want people to forget that they're in VR and actually believe that they're in this other place, and it just feels more solid. The refresh rate's really good. The panels, it's just sharp. It's just, you know, every time it's improving, and we're very, very pleased with it.
So, I mean, obviously, you know, we're still talking about demos. We're still talking about those kind of things. Is there a full game in production at London Studios for Morpheus for release at some point?
So when we first got involved with Morpheus, our remit from Shu was really to sort of kind of investigate different experiences to showcase VR. You know, what are the different, like, built from the ground up, what are the different things that we can do? So if you look at the Deep, you know, that's actually about fear. It's a standing position. There's a lot of beautiful things to look at as well, but it's actually about eliciting fear. It's a great experience. If you look at VR Luge, it's about adrenaline. You lie down, you just use Morpheus to control. And now this time we wanted to kind of get a bit deeper So we've got a compelling narrative. We've got interaction from the player to the world. So you use the move controls, you can pick things up, you can open drawers. And then we've got interactions from the player to the character, to characters. And that, I think, is really, you put those three things together and it feels like that, again, is a level above. That's what the term we use in the studio is total immersion. So we actually think of presence as like a technical thing. You know, you get to that point where the frame rate's right, the pixel persistence is right. You believe that you're in this place. If you think of it like looking at an HD TV screen, you could have an image on an HD TV screen that is HD, right? But if it's a test card, it's not very interesting. What you watch on that is what's interesting. So for us, it's about what you do with that presence. You know, how do you engage people? How do you get them into a story? How do you get them to really believe they're in that world? And that's what we've really focused on with this demo particularly.
One last question, all right. What do you see? I mean, now we sort of got this sort of tentative release date of early 2016. What do you feel that Morpheus will bring to the PlayStation 4 landscape once it launches?
Well, the thing I love about PlayStation is the ecosystem is really powerful. You've got a number of different things there, from the DualShock 4 to move controllers to a camera, and now Morpheus and PlayStation 4. So collectively, one great thing is they're all the same for every user. So you know how console games work. If you look at games at the beginning of a console lifestyle and look at the ones at the end of a console, it's like somebody changed the internals of the console because everybody's worked out how their engine can really make it sing. So I think there's a lot of that will happen with Morpheus, which I'm really excited about. You know, we're just seeing the beginning at the moment. Just think what it's going to look like in 2, 3, 4 years. So that I think that's really good, that everything's uniform, and also, but the fact that it's just so easy to plug and play. You can just put it together. You know, it's not getting drivers or anything. It will be, okay, I've got this thing, I'll plug that in there, put it on, boom, go. And that's that's a mantra of PlayStation. It's all about fun. It's all about excitement and enjoying entertainment.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay.